easy way to try music for your tabletop role-playing campaign. Because many things can go wrong with background music. It can be too overbearing, too distracting, not the right genre, not the right atmosphere, too fast-paced, too slow-paced. Lots of things can go wrong with music in any kind of gaming, but there is a couple of easy ways to try yourself at choosing music for your tabletop role-playing. So what is the easiest way to try yourself at it? Well, boss music for one thing. You can plan a boss quite detailedly, and usually it's a sort of a static location, or even if it's a moving location, like fighting on an airship or something, it's still a pseudo-static location, so you can calculate well what kind of atmosphere you will have, what kind of surroundings, what kind of description do you want your music to give to your boss fight. However, you should test this first. And how do you test it? Well, you should take your boss music and see whether it distracts you, whether it's too overbearing, whether you can work whilst you listen to it, doing something similar. For example, watching somebody else play and paying full attention to all the abilities and what goes on whilst the music is playing in the background that you play on your music player, but at the same time watching on YouTube or whatever. And then you can see whether you can pay attention, whether it synchronizes, whether it melts back into the campaign, into the happenings, into role-playing that is happening. And if it can melt back and is not pressuring you and you can follow the thing well, then your music is probably all right to run with that boss. And on the other hand, and I know because I've modded many a game in my time and still plan to, when I used for my Unreal tournament, playing one certain song for one certain map. It was such a nice song, it was so dynamic, it was one of the best boss musics ever, but my stats dropped by 40-something% whilst playing under it, because that's how much sound was drowned out by the music, and some concentration was lost, and I found out that I rather play a lot based on sound in arena matches. So, to not have this happen to you or your players, for example, then do test it. You can test it the way I did. You can play something competitive whilst playing this song and see whether that works for you. If it works, then go ahead. If it doesn't work, then you'll know why. Now, the other way to test this is a more peaceful one, but all the same things apply, except this is ambiental music, which you'll pick for some either relaxing and long standing for the players, where they'll spend lots of time there, like their home base or whatever, guild hall, whatever they spend the most time in. Like if they have a blacksmith shop, then you can have ambiental sounds of blacksmithing in the background and sounds of embers and sparks and forging metal, pounding of hammers. And so you will have ambiental music to try, and this will be easier. And don't try to, at first, I guess, I mean, it's not like exactly don't try to, but I advise against trying to music out your whole campaign constantly. It's a lot of work, and it's too much, I would say. It would be too much for the DM, too much for the players, so just use music on the most important and the most standing scenes in your campaign, because you have time to let the music play out until it sort of sinks in, until it mind-worms its way into the players, so as to give some sort of feeling of presence and the place. So that's how you try music for your role-playing, and if you thought this was unique adventure, maybe you can spare me a click, and I could see you here maybe next or even every week. Till next time, bye.